This is KUGAN CASSIUS for Rifle TV in association with Macklin's Gym Marbella. On the phone, I've got Tyson Fury. How are you?
I'm alright, mate. It's just been a very busy day today. Started at 6:30 with the running, public running. And then I've been busy with interviews. I've had ITV, BBC, everybody down today. So, very busy day for me.
It's been somewhat of a mixed week for you since the press conference about a week and a half ago. Obviously, we'll start with Klitschko pulling out the fight and obviously having to be rescheduled. What's an update on that, Tyson, at the moment?
No idea. He's obviously pulled out the fight for whatever reason that I told him he would do. And then the fight's been trying to be rescheduled, but I don't think there's any dates available for November. So looks like being put back till February, but that's not concrete. We'll find out more at the end of the week.
So obviously we saw that clip of you doing the behind the ropes or behind the gloves thing with Klitschko, and you told him exactly what ended up happening. Is that a case of you being a little bit cynical about big fights, or is it a case of you genuinely thought that Klitschko would pull out?
It's the gypsy in me, you see. I can tell. My grandmother was a fortune teller, so I can tell what's going to happen in the future, sort of. I said it about David A twice, didn't I? And I said it about Klitschko the day before. So.
But obviously you're in a position where he does have to fight you, or he has to give the belts up. So it's kind of different to the David Hayes situation, where that fight obviously went away after that. But Klitschko does have to fight you or give the belts up.
Yeah, definitely he has to fight me. I'm not going to go anywhere. Whenever it is. I'm not really too fussed, to be honest with you, KUGAN, to be honest. I'm very truthful. I'm not really too fussed when it happens, when it doesn't happen. All I know is the fight's going to happen sooner or later.
What did you make of David Hayes' tweet then he sent out? Unneeded?
No. I think it was a real educated tweet. Something to his value, what he really is. Can't say any more about the guy. He's an absolute legend. So let's just do that sort of stuff, don't they? As we know.
Okay. Do you think, seriously though, in the back of your head, do you believe that this is a genuine injury, or do you believe that he needs more time to prepare for you? What do you really think?
To be honest, what I think is irrelevant, because it doesn't really matter whether he's injured or not. The fight's on. My personal opinion, I don't think he's injured. I just think he tried to fuck my mind up. Didn't work. But it is what it is to do these sort of things at high level when you're messing with multi-millions of pounds. If I beat him, I'm taking, I don't know, 30, 40, 50, 60 million off him. So it's a calculated risk that he's willing to take. But it backfired on him because he didn't bank on there being no dates on pay-per-view.
But obviously you're willing to wait for that pay-per-view date, Tyson. Now you're sort of committed to that.
Well, I'm not willing. I have to, basically. Yeah. There's nothing else I can do. But I have crowned myself the heavyweight champion of the world. I'm the uncrowned heavyweight champion. I don't know if you've seen it or not.
I've seen everything. Yeah, I have seen everything. I have. Obviously in this last week, this mad story's come out that you are planning on running for MP for Morecambe. Where did this come from?
This has come from the fact that the MPs around here do fuck all apart from scratch their arse all day. And I'm sick of seeing people on the streets with nothing and no money, drug addicts, crackheads, smackheads, walking around like dead people, zombies, alcoholics. I've lived here for 7 years and I've seen the same people all the time. Nothing's being done. So if they can't do it, I will.
So obviously the current MP of Morecambe is his name David Morris.
Yeah.
Have you spoke to him?
He's supposed to be meeting with me on Friday to talk about the situation, the crisis situation we've got here in Morecambe. Forget about Syria and all the problems abroad. Let's tackle the UK first.
So obviously I've read some quotes where this is kind of a 5-year plan for you. You want to be elected in 5 years. Is that correct?
That's correct, Kugan. Yes. He's just been elected, and he had 5-year terms. So within 5 years, he'll be off, and I'll be in, and I'll be proper educated by then on the subject, rather than just being streetwise.
Okay. So what are your family, and what is obviously your uncle, your dad? What do they think about you doing this?
They think it's very good. Anything that can help people is a very good idea, isn't it? You know, to prove I wasn't bluffing or trying to get publicity, where it hurts people the most is in the pocket, isn't it? Now, I can't see David Morris or any other councillor or MP around Morecambe offering to get his money out of his own pocket and buy buildings to convert into houses for the homeless. I had a meeting today with ITV and the local councillor, and I put it to him. I said, what are you going to do about all the smackheads and crackheads, alcoholics? I said, no, the homeless people. He said, well, there just isn't enough resources. We haven't got the homes, we haven't got the beds, we can't really do a lot, blah, blah, blah. So I'm offering now to get my own money out of my own pocket, blood money that I've earned over the years from getting set about every day, and put it on the table to buy people homes, homeless, get them off the street. Now, if that ain't a show of good faith, Kugan, I don't know what is.
It is a show of good faith. So
definitely, because I don't know many of these politicians and MPs and all that bollocks that gets their hand in the pocket and pays out their own money to see our fellow brothers and sisters get off the street.
So, Tyson, with you obviously saying that this is a 5-year plan, does that mean within 5 years you aim to be out of boxing by then?
Definitely.
Okay. So you believe you can accomplish everything you need to or want to accomplish in that period?
But the way things are going, Kugan, I want to accomplish anything within 30 years.
That's true.
Not through my own self, but through the opponents. I can't do anything about what these opponents are doing. They're not just costing me money and time and effort. They're costing all the fans all their hard-earned money. You know, we've lost all our flights, our ticket, everything's gone. I booked holidays and everything, yeah, to go after me fight. That's all gone, lost a lot, can't get refunds. The people's been texting me left, right and centre. They're offering us 14 quid back for our flights, that's cost 2.5.
Really?
So, yeah. So it's a sad state of an affair. And all for an idiot to get a bit of an edge. As if he didn't already have one. He's got 65 fights. Experienced to death, and he's been a champion for 12 years. I don't know what they're afraid of, Kugan, but whatever it is, it must be contagious, because every time I get to a big fight, they always pull out. 4 of the last 5 opponents have pulled out.
What are you putting this down to, though, seriously? What are you putting this down to, your bad luck, or are you putting down to something on the opponent's side that is either psychologically or mentally, whatever, saying that...
I'm basically putting it down to me coming on too strong.
Did the press conference have anything to do with that the other day?
I reckon so, yeah. Too strong, too confident. They think, this man must be on fire. Why can he be this confident? But that's just the way I am. Even if I'm a shit comp, I'd be that confident. So I'd advise, don't do the book by its cover. I might be dog shit when you get there with me, just fight me.
So currently without an actual date, you don't know whether you're fighting this year, next year, etc, etc. What are you doing with training?
Coming or going, I don't have my heads up my arse or in that beef. I don't know where it is.
Are you still training at the moment?
Yeah, I'm still training, running every morning and sparring every day.
You
catch me off guard there, Kugan.
You tweeted the other day, Tyson, and said that if the fight is going to be in February, that you want to fight this year. How would that work exactly?
Well, it wouldn't work because I spoke to Peter about it and he said it's not going to happen. Because of contracts and whatever. And the risk elements of getting caught, injured, whatever again. Putting the fight further away, so that's not going to happen. So I'm quite wounded that I've only had 3 fights in 4 years, or 3 years, however long it's been. And I'm going to be out the ring again for another 12 months. So it's quite agitating. I'm trying to run a business here as well. Tyson Fury Limited ain't going to run itself, and the tax returns and VAT returns keep firing in all the time. So You know, all it is costing me money, costing everybody else money, and time and patience, and it's wasting all my glory years.
So, obviously, you said that you should have more news this week regarding that date, and you're expecting that to be early next year.
Well, hopefully it'll be this year, but all I need to do is get Sky to pull the finger out and put Dillian White, Anthony Joshua on the undercard instead of being a pay-per-view. If that happens, then it's on.
Has that been discussed as an option?
Well, I put it to him. I told Peter and them to put it to him. You got a British heavyweight title, that's pay-per-view. What is that? Never heard of it. That cannot sell big time, can it? But if that was on the undercard, it'd be better for that fight as well. How is a British title going to be on pay-per-view in front of a World Heavyweight Championship with a super champion and the most famous boxer on the planet nearly? So, I don't know what's going on, to be honest. Sky need to get the finger out. Eddie needs to get his fucking mind in gear. Because it's not all about one fighter. You know, there's more than one fighter in the country. And he must realise that.
Obviously, it is frustrating for you, but like I said, until something's done as in date-wise, you have to sit there and wait for it, basically.
Basically, I'm sitting here just waiting on the outcome of what's going to happen in the next few days. But I am optimistic about it, and it could happen. But then again, my gypsy past tells me that it's not going to happen at all until February, if it does happen.
So
I had a good chat with Steve Bunce today as well, and he didn't think the fight's going to happen at all.
So where does that leave you in a situation? If obviously you being mandated, you'd have to be in a position where he'd have to give the belts up if he didn't fight you. So how would that happen?
Well, he'll probably give the belts up then. If that's what he has to do, that's what he'll do. I remember his brother was mandated by Bermain Stavert for ages, and he held him on for 18 months without doing anything, and he just retired, and he had to fight for a vacant title. If he does that, I will hang for the gun, definitely, because I don't want to fight no paper champion or fight for a vacant title. I want to fight him.
If this doesn't happen by, say, the latest February, is there a possibility that you will give up on it and go a different route or not?
How can I go a different route? I'm mandatory by WBA and WBO.
WBC?
Well, I'm not mandatory by WBC, am I?
No, I know, but I'm just saying, if you're saying to, obviously you don't want to wait any longer than February. I'm saying if it prolongs after February, is there a point where you'll just stop chasing it?
Well, I just have to keep chasing because that's where it all lies. It all lies in the hands of Steelhammer. He has to make a decision, but they want the fight. I think they want the fight, to be honest. It was all mind games. It's all psychological warfare. And the fight's got to happen. It's too much money not to happen. Too big of a fight. And if they turn it down, they're absolutely bonkers.
Well, certainly hope it doesn't get turned down. Listen, certainly hope it does happen for you. This year would be brilliant.
Again, I suppose when you've got 200 million in the bank, or 120 even, then a few more ain't going to make the world to you, is it?
But if you had to fight for a vacant title, how would you feel about that? Obviously, you would do it.
You know, I'd do it, but it's the route I don't want to go down. It's not that about being a champion for me, Kugan. Of all the years you know me.
Yeah, I know.
It's not about just being a world champion, is it? Come on.
No, I know. You don't want it gifted to you. You want to beat the best who's out there.
How many idiots is there out there who's a world champion? Let's face facts. There's so many people out there we don't even know who they are. It doesn't really matter. A belt's a belt, but it's about being involved in big fights and fights the public want to see and people want to see. And fights that get me excited as a boxing fan, not some Joe Blogs foreigner somewhere. Oh, Tyson's now a world champion. Whoopie-doo Basil. And what?
You tweeted the other day and said that you would believe that Deontay Wilder would have the balls to face you. A fight that people have wanted for the last 2 or 3 years.
Well, you know what? We say this. But he's got a very clever man behind him now, Al Heyman. And I don't think Al Heyman is stupid enough to put Wilder in there, for one. And I think they want to build it into a super fight for 2. So I don't see that fight happening anytime soon either. But I will tell you this, live and exclusive. Deontay Wilder was offered the chance to step in and fight me when David A pulled out on pay-per-view in the UK. And they refused it point blank, and he was 31-0 at the time. So there is that to go off and all.
Quite a lot and not a lot has happened since then, obviously.
Yeah. So it might have changed, but you know, I don't know what's happening, to be honest. I think I've got a better chance of making a career out of politics than I have of making it out of boxing. The way things are looking for me, to be honest and truthful. The way I see it, Kugan, is I don't really care, to be honest, because all my family's well and healthy. I'm debt free, and if I need to, I can go out and get 100 quid tomorrow morning if I have to pay some bills. So the way I say it, everything's a bonus, and whatever happens, happens. Look, my Uncle Hughie's dead in the grave at 50-year-old. Asif Valley's son at 16 has just died of cancer. Yeah. So what is it all about at the end of the day? All our achievements in the world, everything you do, win 1 million titles, become a super champion. We're all heading for the wooden suit, aren't we? One-way ticket, wooden suit, or a big fire. So just enjoy it while we're here. I've got my little boy here at the table, I've got my wife here, and I've got my little girl. I'm very happy, very contented. If big fights happen, they happen, and if they don't, they don't. There's one thing that people will never be able to say about me in history, though, is Tyson didn't want to fight this person, Tyson didn't want to fight that person. Tyson wants to fight everybody, but nobody wants to fight Tyson. So there we have it. Tyson can't do nothing about the matter, and I'm avoided fighter. I'm a who wants you man. There's no preparing for somebody like me. Mentally concrete, will do or die type of attitude, gunslinger's attitude, now or never. And you have to nail me to the canvas to beat me, basically. Failing that, you're not going to win. Plus, you've got to prepare for a southpaw and an orthodox, and a man who can do things that middleweights can't do. So it's kind of an awkward situation. Maybe I'm too good for my own good. You ever heard of a man that's overqualified for a job?
Yes.
And he's just on the streets and he can't get a job?
Yes.
But he's got qualifications coming out of his ears?
Yes.
And if he does get a job, he's brushing the streets for the council. That's what I am. I'm probably overqualified to be a boxer. Too many tools in the shed. So maybe I should have went into something else. Who knows?
Tyson, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV, and unless you've got anything else you want to add.
Not really much, Kugan, to be honest. I'm just taking life one day at a time, as I said to you before, and what happens, happens. What?
Hello? Hello? Tyson?
Are you there, Kugan?
Yeah, I got you back.
Yeah, I said, it is what it is. I ain't going to be crying over a stupid boxing match. And if I get a fight, I get one. If I don't, no problem. It is what it is. I'm healthy, contented. It is what it is. I've got plenty of family and friends to go and visit, to have a sandwich, have a cup of tea. Whatever you want, we can do. No bother. Fights or no fights. I've done what I've done. I'm not a Morecambe. I can hold my hands up and I can fight a bit and all. So, it is what it is. If it all ended now, I've done quite well for myself, actually. So, there we are.
Alright, well, are you going on your run with the fans in the morning then?
Probably Thursday, isn't it? Or I might do. I don't know. I'll see how I feel, but probably will do. I've been doing it all week, so I'll just give it another week of this. And I've got sparring tomorrow as well, so that'll be fun as well. So yeah, I just want to say thanks very much, Kugan, for all the interviews you've done over the years and stuff with me, because you have given you some good interviews and entertainment over the years and that, and it's been a pleasure, really. You're a good banter, and I hope I entertained the people while it lasted.
Why are you talking like this is your last interview?
Pity though, but it is what it is. It's I can't see anything happening anymore for myself, Kugan, to be honest. So I'd just like to bid the fans a farewell and have a great life and enjoy it. Remember what Tyson Fury left behind: the legacy of do or die attitude, fight anybody, and give his all in interviews and everything. Tried to entertain as best as he could, and he was undefeated, but he just couldn't get the breaks he needed. Peace out, baby.
Tyson Fury, thanks for talking to IFL TV. I certainly hope this isn't... Oh, he's gone. KUGAN CASSIUS, Tyson Fury, IFL TV. He just hung the phone up. Nice one, Tyson. Thank you very much.